Can you guys see and hear? Okay. All right, guys. So what's going on, everybody? This is Living in Arizona. Today we're going to talk about the things you need to know about living in Arizona for cheap rentals, cheap mortgage, buy, and live across Arizona. We're going to go all across the state showing you guys what the cheap, affordable places are. We're going to dial this in. Right now, you can see it's a beautiful weather outside right now for hiking, especially in the evening time. It's been 100 degrees in the afternoon, and then it cools down into the 80s at night, and you get really good hiking like you're seeing right here out at the McDowell Mountains. So what we're going to do in this guide is go across Arizona. You're going to want to get a pen and paper handy, and you're going to want to write down the information as we give it to you right here, because we're going to move kind of quick going through all of the affordable places in Arizona. Like I said, we're going to work on Google Earth right here, going through here, and thank you to everyone who's also hitting the likes. As we see, 13 people have already done so. So I also wanted to point out that I did make a travel guide all across Arizona, or Phoenix. The Phoenix, Arizona travel guide for 2022, the Valley of the Sun. I went around to Westgate, Glendale, Talking Stick, and Scottsdale, Tempe, Town Lake. I also went to Papago. So if you guys are interested in that, check the links below. I also pinned it to the top. That's on Island Hopper TV, my other channel. So if you guys are interested, there you can get that. But let's talk about the average rent and mortgage prices across Arizona so you guys can get a better idea of what's going on here. So we went on to Rent Cafe. They say the average rental price is $1,547. That's for an 804 square foot. That's basically a one-bedroom apartment. That's across Phoenix right now. Rental $1,547. It's pretty expensive. But as I was personally going through looking for rentals and places to buy right now in Arizona, personally I had to go through this because I had to move. I'm going to be moving. I had to find the places, and I saw there was some places in Southwest Phoenix going for like $700 a month, $800 a month. So there's still affordable places. It's just helping people find where those places are, because they move out here, they think North Phoenix rental prices are the status quo, or Scottsdale prices are the status quo. Right now in North Phoenix, $2,500 a month for a two-bedroom apartment. This apartment that I'm in right now, they want to raise it to $2,800 a month. Okay, that's for a two-bedroom apartment that's around about 1,200 square feet. Nothing special. I mean, it's nothing special at all. There's not even parks around if you want to go exercise. You got to go out into the woods and do all that. You know, yesterday actually I went up to Spur Cross and we did a trail cam up here. So stand by for the trail cam footage that we're going to be pulling for you guys. But you know, that's how you get the exercise. These apartments they're building, they're not even building parks around them. But let's take a look at some of these affordable places as we take a look at some of the lists. So I pulled from two other lists aside from my own personal information. They say places like Winslow, Douglas, Safford, Holbrook, Coolidge, Globe, Apache Junction, San Luis, Snowflake, Somerton. Most of these aren't even on my personal list because I've got some other ones that they didn't even include. And then I went on to another list. They had Sun City, Nogales, Rio Rico, Casa Grande, Bullhead City. Bullhead City would be on my list. Coolidge is also on my list. Mesa's on my Phoenix list. Guadalupe, Buckeye. So those are the lists you'll find on the internet, but I'm going to give you a whole nother list. And so let's go ahead and take a look here on Google Earth. So get ready, get out the pen and paper, because I'm going to show you the areas where you need to be checking. First one I want to talk about is up here in Kingman. I've heard this, I'm not necessarily a big fan of living in Kingman, but I've heard this many times from people who are living in RVs or just looking for a home base. They move out here to this area called Kingman. It's in northwestern Arizona, and there it is right there. Okay, Kingman, this whole little area, they're building homes. It's cold in the winter and hot in the summer. It's also close to the Lake Mojave, which is on the Colorado River. So Kingman, northwestern Arizona, it's actually closer to Las Vegas than it is to Phoenix. It's also near another place that's affordable. Now, I do like this area of Bullhead City. It's just this area around the Riviera. I'm not a big fan of the living situation in Bullhead City right there. But Bullhead City does have affordable living. But if you can get up here more towards like Laughlin and stuff, or outside, maybe up on Adobe Road, a little bit further away from the Colorado River, you're going to get better prices, or better quality of life. Now, if we go south, I would say you could still find really good pricing in Lake Havasu City. A lot of people don't talk about Lake Havasu City, But this is an up and coming place. If you actually get a chance, go out to Lake Havasu City, probably in fall or spring. I wouldn't necessarily go out to Lake Havasu City in the summer because it's one of the hottest places in America, bar none, not even close. Like Lake Havasu City in the summertime is hot, hot, hot. But it's awesome because it's right there on the Colorado River. For those of you who've seen our other video about Lake Havasu City, you know it's a cool place. I mean, I'd say about 8 or 9 months out of the year, it's really awesome. Another place you can find cheap, affordable housing in Arizona is probably around Parker. Parker Strip, probably a little bit more expensive, especially right there along the river. The river is quite expensive. It's actually on the border with California. But let's move out here and show you guys around some places around Phoenix real quick. So if you're looking to move to Phoenix, where are going to be the cheap, affordable housing places that you can find in Phoenix? That's what we're going to talk about right now. So if you're looking to be on the east side, you can find affordable housing right in Mesa. Okay, Mesa is a place that I would say start your search in Mesa. Chandler and Gilbert, expensive. They've gotten a lot more expensive than Mesa. Even Queen Creek kind of picking up steam. Queen Creek used to be affordable. Now it's expensive. But the thing I also like about Mesa, not only that it's affordable, but it's also close to the city center. Some people would say, why would you want to move to Mesa? It's dangerous. But there are some parts of Mesa that are considered a little bit more dangerous than others. It's probably the most dangerous on the east side, but it's mostly concentrated to the downtown area. But you can see like these retirement communities right here along Broadway or Main Street in between University and Broadway right there. Lots of affordable housing, especially for seniors right there in Mesa. If you're a senior, check out Mesa. The other place that they were saying on that list, and I agree with it, is the Sun City area, but not Sun City Grand. Sun City Grand's expensive. Sun City West is expensive, but old school Sun City around the area of El Mirage, Surprise, Youngtown, this whole area right here, affordable living. So old school, Sun City, El Mirage, Surprise, Youngtown, affordable. And as you go out further towards the White Tank Mountains right here, you're still going to get affordable housing. They're building out there, and it's not too expensive. It's not going to break your bank. The other area that they were saying is affordable, which I'm not going to recommend, is just kind of around the Tolleson area. Tolleson's more industrial. If you don't mind being in an industrial area, then go for it. Tolleson's perfect for you. But most people don't like to live in industrial areas because it's loud, it's pollution, it's chemicals in the air. Thanks to the 40 people who crushed the like button up. Also, thanks to everyone who's new here and subscribing to this channel if you love Arizona. All right, so we're going to get out of Phoenix because we spent a lot of time talking about Phoenix. I'm going to go work my way south a little bit. There's an area that's really up and coming. It's not quite there yet, but this little area is where you want to focus right here. Coolidge to Casa Grande, this kind of corridor. I would call it a triangle. Casa Grande, Coolidge to Eloy, this triangle right here is going to boom in the next 20 to 30 years. It's up and coming. It's not quite there yet. So if you're an investor, consider it. Also, you could incorporate Maricopa if you wanted to expand the whole area from Maricopa to Coolidge. This is going to be the next boomtown. Reason is they've got a lot of area to build. So they've got a lot of flat land to build, and it's going to be in between Phoenix and Tucson, which is an expansive corridor called the Sun Corridor. And this area between Phoenix and Tucson, pay attention to it if you're an investor and you've got patience, because the Sun Corridor is going to be the area that you're going to want to make that investment. So that's going to include Coolidge, Eloy, Casa Grande. But if you go out there right now, don't start yelling at me and you know, under your breath, because you're going to be like, there's nothing here. Why'd this guy send me here? Because that's what you're going to feel when you go out there. There's farms. It's just like kind of like how Santan Valley and Queen Creek and Gilbert was 20 to 30 years ago. It's the edge of nowhere right now. This is the edge of nowhere. You could even include Florence in that whole little area. It's south of the Gila River. So a lot of this growth in Phoenix area, or even between Phoenix and Tucson, is going to take place south of the Gila River. This is the Gila right here. And a lot of you guys who are into realty or land development, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, especially if you're from Phoenix. It's not the best place right now, okay? Someone said Florence also. Yes, it is. Someone said the edge of nowhere sounds nice right now. Well, it is the edge of nowhere. Now, okay, if you guys want some more relaxing areas, they're not going to have work. Like, jobs are not going to be readily available. You're not going to get jobs, you know, work making like $100,000 a year for Intel or GoDaddy or something like that. But these are places where I guess you could say you could retire, or if you have some money and you want peace and quiet and you want to get away from all the hustle and bustle, these are some places you can consider that are not quite the edge of, like, that are not just like the hills have eyes. Like, I could sit here and tell you to go to Ajo and Y, and you could go down to Ajo and Y, and then you'd be like, there's nothing here. No. Some people like Ajo and Y, and I'm not saying don't go to Ajo and Y. That's just that's the route to Rocky Point. For those of you who go down to Rocky Point, you know Ajo and Y really good, because you got to go Gila Bend, Ajo, Y, and then you come up into Sonoyta into Mexico. But I'm talking about down over here by Rio Rico, Nogales. Now, people think, oh man, it's on the border. Well, let's see. Rio Rico is no closer to the border than San Diego, California. San Diego and Tijuana are like sister cities. It's the metroplex. Like, that's a mega region. Tijuana and San Diego, if you combine the two cities, I'll tell you exactly what I'm saying. Look, there's San Diego and there's Tijuana. This is a mega region. It's called a borderplex. It's huge. Tijuana's got probably more people than San Diego. I don't know about that exactly, but people think, oh, well, I'm not going to live on the Arizona border, so I'm not going to move to Rio Rico. Well, Rio Rico is actually a really nice place. It's right there on the border. Mexico is a very beautiful place, especially northern Mexico. You got Chihuahua, you've got Sonora right there, you've got Sonoyta, all that beautiful area. So I would not discount living in Rio Rico as a downside. I would say it's a steal. It's a great price. So check out this area of Rio Rico. It's south of Tucson, in between Nogales and Tucson. So if you're looking for affordable places, that's one place I would consider. You could also consider Nogales. That might be getting a little bit too heavy because there is a lot of Border Patrol activity down there, and the Border Patrol tends to be a bit intrusive. They look at everyone kind of like, hey, what are you doing with that car? What are you doing with that van? You know, they got those stops. Rio Rico is kind of outside of Nogales, and it's on a hill too. It's on a really nice mountainside, which is, there's Mount Wrights, and it kind of slopes down from there, and you got Patagonia near there. The other area that you could check out in southern Arizona, I'm a big fan of southern Arizona, by the way, and I think that it's an underrated place, Sierra Vista. Sierra Vista is really nice. Like I said, you're not going to get big jobs unless you work for the DOD, the Department of Defense, but Sierra Vista, very nice. I do recommend Sierra Vista. So if you get a chance, check out that Sierra Vista area. Thank you to the 63 people who crushed the likes, and welcome to the new subscribers. We got some new subscribers coming in. And someone said, any jobs? Well, these places I'm talking about here, they're not going to be where the jobs are. The jobs are in Phoenix or sometimes in Tucson. But, you know, that's probably why it's cheap. These are probably for people who got a little bit of money and they want to retire or get away from it, or a second home. I'm not going to tell you guys my absolute favorite places, because those I don't want to see get too spoiled. But sorry about that, guys. There are a couple areas in this area, southern Arizona, that are definitely hidden gems. But I'm not going to talk about them because, you know, I don't want to see them get too destroyed by too much over trafficking. But I would tell you this: if you're looking for hidden gems, take a look of this area south of I-10 here. Basically, go down to Tombstone, go down to Bisbee, go down to Sierra Vista, and take a look for yourself. Patagonia, Rio Rico, this whole little area, you will find some areas that are going to blow your mind. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you the exact places, but I gave you some bigger cities that you can check out: Rio Rico, Sierra Vista. Now, if we go north, there's some areas that were also boom towns a long time ago that are pretty nice. I mean, these are places that have a lot of potential. It's good living. It's just it's kind of run down, because what happened was it was a boom town. Freeport McMoran did all this mining. You could see all the holes in the ground right out here in Globe, Miami. But Globe, Miami has some high desert areas and some nice mountain vistas, and one day it's going to pop. It's going to go. They're going to revive Globe, Miami. That's my opinion, okay? You could say it's a prediction. I would say it's more forecasting. Forecasting is more of a realistic expectation. So Globe, Miami, I think, has a lot of potential, especially moving forward. I don't know when it's going to happen, but when it does, people will discover this, and they'll realize there's an old history there. In particular, Miami, I like. Globe also. Superior, you could say that, but nothing's really going on out in Superior. Okay, so now we're going to move north towards like New Mexico area a little bit, past Payson. So out here, you're going to find some cheap lots, cheap land. This area right here, I would say just past the Sitgreaves National Forest, off the Mogollon Rim. So once you get off the Mogollon Rim, you're going to come across some areas around here that are going to catch your attention, and you can get fairly reasonable pricing. Show Low is an up-and-coming area. Pine Top Lakeside, very expensive. This is like the Switzerland of Arizona. People go up to Pine Top Lakeside. They go out to Greer. This whole area right here on the White Mountains. Pine Top Lakeside's pretty much too expensive to really recognize. Show Low's not necessarily that affordable either. But what are the next Show Lows in Pine Top Lakeside out here? Well, I would say take a look around Heber Overguard or Snowflake. So you have Heber Overguard right here. They've got all the plotting done. They've got all the roads laid out, but they still don't have the development. And this is the edge of nowhere. This is a place where there's not much activity. You can get affordable lots, affordable land right here in Heber Overguard. The other place that I would say consider checking out is that Snowflake. So Snowflake is definitely an interesting place. It reminds me a lot of St. George, Utah. You know, a lot of people have been moving to St. George, Utah, but check out Snowflake. It does have that that vibe that St. George has. So there you go. And then if we go down to Tucson, because we haven't really touched on Tucson in this one, the cheap, affordable housing in Tucson, I would say you could probably get affordable housing in the Tucson area as you go. This is nice, affordable living, because there's like super affordable and then there's nice, affordable living. An area that I would consider taking a look at is like around this Vale right here. Very nice. Another place that's actually reasonably underestimated, and you know they probably like to keep it small, Green Valley, although it's right next to those mining fields. You can see where they dig the big holes in the ground. But Green Valley, Sahuarita, these are nice places. They're not going to break the bank. And then obviously around Tucson Mountain Park right here, it's more affordable in the Tucson area. More expensive is going to be Catalina Foothills, Tanque Verde. But some people, now I'm not gonna say that these are the most sought after destinations. I'm just telling you where the cheap places are. But Marana is nice. An area that I absolutely love, and I would love to actually have a home there, would be Oracle. Has anyone been to Oracle, or do you guys know anything about Oracle? Thanks to 86 people and the new subscribers. We see you guys. So I just wanted to touch on these things right here, because this is kind of where the cheap living in Arizona is. So just to recap, if you got your pen and paper, write it down now. Pause the video, do what you got to do. Kingman, okay? Rio Rico. Whoop. Chat app's going off. So Kingman, Rio Rico, Sierra Vista, Holbrook. You could check out Snowflake. We also talked about in Phoenix, we said Surprise, Sun City, the old Sun City. We've got you could add Apache Junction in there, but then that Arizona area that's going to boom, which we talked about, the Sun Corridor area, Casa Grande, Coolidge. Okay, so I just wanted to point all that out. This Coolidge to Casa Grande, Florence, Eloy area is going to grow in the next 20 to 30 years, and that's where a lot of the growth is going to take place. So do what you guys want with this information, and let me know if you agree with any of it or if I missed anything that you think should be added, and we'll see you guys on the next one.